Negotiation is a skill that permeates every aspect of life, from business deals to everyday interactions. Roger Dawson's Secret Power of Negotiation delves into the art and science of negotiation, offering practical strategies to become a successful negotiator. Dawson emphasizes that negotiation isn't about winning or losing, but about finding mutually beneficial solutions. The book is divided into several key areas: understanding the principles of negotiation, mastering tactics, psychological aspects, and applying these techniques in various scenarios. Understanding the core principles of negotiation. 1. Win-win versus win-lose negotiation. Dawson begins by distinguishing between the win-win and win-lose approaches. A win-win negotiation is one where both parties feel satisfied with the outcome, fostering long-term relationships and trust. In contrast, a win-lose negotiation may bring short-term success but can damage relationships and lead to negative consequences in the future. 2. The power of information. Information is a critical asset in any negotiation. Knowing more about the other party's needs, goals, and constraints gives you leverage. Dawson stresses the importance of research and preparation, encouraging negotiators to gather as much information as possible before entering negotiations. 3. The role of flexibility. Flexibility is key in negotiation. While it's important to have clear goals, being adaptable allows you to respond to changing dynamics and unexpected challenges during the negotiation process. Flexibility also involves understanding the other party's perspective and finding creative solutions that satisfy both sides. 4. Setting the stage for success. Creating a positive atmosphere is crucial. Dawson suggests starting negotiations with small talk or discussing non-controversial topics to build rapport. This helps to reduce tension and creates a more collaborative environment. Mastering negotiation tactics. 1. The power of silence. Silence can be a powerful tool in negotiations. After making an offer or statement, staying silent can pressure the other party to respond or make concessions. Dawson emphasizes that silence can convey confidence and make the other party uncomfortable, prompting them to fill the void with valuable information or compromises. 2. The nibble technique. This tactic involves asking for small additional concessions after the main agreement has been reached. The idea is that once a deal is close to completion, the other party is more likely to agree to minor requests to finalize the negotiation. 3. The vice technique. The vice is a simple but effective tactic where you respond to an offer by saying, "You'll have to do better than that." This puts pressure on the other party to improve their offer without you having to specify what you want, giving you the upper hand. 4. Flinching. Flinching is a visual or verbal expression of surprise or shock when the other party makes an offer. This reaction can cause the other party to second-guess their offer and potentially lower their demands or increase their concessions. 5. The decoy. A decoy is a tactic where you introduce an issue or demand that isn't actually important to you. This can be used as a bargaining chip to trade for something more valuable later in the negotiation, giving you an advantage. 6. Good cop, bad cop. This tactic involves two negotiators on the same side playing contrasting roles. One negotiator is tough and uncompromising, bad cop, while the other is friendly and cooperative, good cop. This dynamic can create confusion and make the other party more willing to agree to the demands of the good cop. 7. The deadline strategy. Imposing a deadline can create urgency and pressure the other party to make a decision quickly. Dawson explains that this tactic can be particularly effective when the other party has a tendency to delay or when time is genuinely running out. Psychological aspects of negotiation. 1. Understanding human nature. Dawson explores the psychological underpinnings of negotiation, emphasizing the importance of understanding human nature. People are driven by emotions, and effective negotiators must be attuned to these emotional drivers. Recognizing when the other party is anxious, overconfident, or fatigued can provide opportunities to steer the negotiation in your favor. 2. The role of ego. Ego can be a significant barrier in negotiations. Dawson advises negotiators to manage their own ego and be aware of the other party's ego. Flattery, respect, and acknowledgement of the other party's position can help diffuse ego-related tensions and facilitate a smoother negotiation. 3. Anchoring. Anchoring involves setting the initial terms or parameters of a negotiation, which can significantly influence the final outcome. By making the first offer, you can set an anchor that the other party will subconsciously reference when making their counteroffers. Dawson suggests making the first move in negotiations to control the anchor point. 4. Reframing the negotiation. Reframing is the process of changing the perspective or context of the negotiation. If the other party is fixated on a particular issue, reframing can help shift their focus to a broader or alternative perspective, making them more open to compromise. 5. Handling objections. Objections are a natural part of negotiation, and how you handle them can determine the negotiation's success. Dawson emphasizes the importance of staying calm, listening carefully, and addressing objections with logical, empathetic responses. Turning objections into opportunities for further discussion can keep the negotiation on track. Applying negotiation techniques in various scenarios. 1. Business negotiations. In the business context, negotiations often involve contracts, pricing, and partnerships. Dawson suggests being well prepared with data, knowing your bottom line, and being ready to walk away if the deal doesn't meet your minimum criteria. The tactics discussed earlier, like the vice technique and the power of silence, are particularly effective in business settings. 2. Salary and job negotiations. When negotiating salary or job offers, Dawson advises focusing on the value you bring to the company rather than just your needs. He recommends doing thorough research on industry standards and being ready to present your case confidently. The nibble technique can be used to negotiate additional perks or benefits once the base salary is agreed upon. 3. Personal and everyday negotiations. Negotiation isn't limited to the boardroom, it happens in everyday life, from deciding where to eat to resolving conflicts at home. Dawson encourages applying negotiation principles in personal relationships to create win-win outcomes. Active listening, empathy, and flexibility are crucial in these situations to maintain healthy and positive relationships. 4. Negotiating in high-stakes situations. In high-stakes negotiations, such as mergers, acquisitions, or legal disputes, Dawson emphasizes the need for a strategic approach. This includes having a clear plan, understanding the broader implications of the negotiation, and being prepared for intense psychological pressure. Building a strong team and having expert advisors can be invaluable in these scenarios. Advanced negotiation strategies. 1. The power of walking away. One of the most powerful tools in negotiation is the willingness to walk away. Dawson explains that if you are too attached to the outcome, the other party can sense this and use it against you. By demonstrating that you are prepared to leave the table, you maintain control and can often get better terms. 2. The concept of higher authority. The higher authority tactic involves indicating that the final decision isn't up to you, but someone higher up. This can buy you time to think, put pressure on the other party, and serve as an excuse to reject offers without taking personal responsibility. 3. Building leverage. Leverage is the ability to influence the other party's decision-making process. Dawson highlights the importance of building and maintaining leverage throughout the negotiation. This can involve having alternatives, understanding the other party's weaknesses, and creating a perception of scarcity or urgency. 4. Using concessions wisely. Concessions are a natural part of negotiation, but they must be used strategically. Dawson advises never to give a concession without getting something in return. This ensures that the negotiation remains balanced and that your concessions are valued by the other party. 5. Creating a win-win situation. Ultimately, the goal of any negotiation should be to create a win-win situation where both parties feel satisfied. Dawson emphasizes the importance of finding common ground, building trust, and crafting solutions that meet the needs of both sides. This approach not only leads to successful negotiations but also builds long-term relationships. Conclusion. The mindset of a master negotiator. Roger Dawson concludes Secret Power of Negotiation by emphasizing that the mindset of a negotiator is as important as the tactics. Confidence, patience, and persistence are key traits of a successful negotiator. Dawson encourages readers to continually practice and refine their negotiation skills, as mastery comes from experience and learning from both successes and failures. Negotiation is an art that can be learned and perfected over time. By applying the principles and tactics outlined in this book, anyone can improve their negotiation outcomes, whether in business, personal life, or everyday situations. The secret power of negotiation lies not just in the techniques but in the ability to understand and influence the dynamics of human interaction.